welcome back everybody to this week's edition of Deus Vault. Last time around, they found out they had been teleported into the middle of a forest. In fact, a somewhat abandoned village in the middle of the forest. After looking around, they noticed some old broken down palisades and some sprung traps, some busted doors. They came to the conclusion that this place had already been rifled through, more or less, whether it be through attackers or someone who came along after it was abandoned, wasn't quite sure yet. They decided to spend the night there as it was getting late into the evening, and Ilara went out to gather some firewood. She gathered firewood a little too good, as some of the firewood tried to gather her back, as they encountered a shambling mound, during which I believe both of the dwarves were consumed. They hit it with fire. It sprouted flowers wherever they hit it with fire, which didn't stop them from hitting it with more fire. Those flowers then bloomed, which produced pollen, which poisoned pretty much everybody because they had produced so many flowers, the DC became impossibly high. Eventually they were able to overcome these issues and defeat the shambling mound, the wildfire shambling mound. After which they took a long rest inside of one of the tree houses, during which Magir's owl was sent out to scout around. Found a sign, which it obviously couldn't read because it's owl, and saw signs of a village kind of off in the distance and smoke rising over the horizon towards the morning. Came back and reported that as dawn broke and everyone awoke. And with that, they kind of split the party a little bit, and by the party I mean they sent the owl back off to look at the sign. Magir looked through the owl's eyes to read a sign, basically stating, Sir Jonathan and crew were here. Some sort of expeditionary force, it would appear, or archaeologists. While they went over to another treehouse that they had spotted that looked a little bloody. Upon getting inside, they saw several sprung traps, blood newer than the construction, and as new as some of the newer rope ladders that were found around. After a thorough investigation, they found a already opened hidden compartment and a closed hidden compartment, which they popped open to find a book of some sort, maybe a... And that is where we left off. What are y'all doing?
Well, it appears someone else has already been here, possibly collected what we're looking for. Magir, did you say you all saw a town in the distance?
I saw a sign that says Jonathan and crew is here. Surprisingly enough, it's not being far from.
Your owl did see, like some smoke on the horizon, like coming out of, what would probably be coming out of chimneys.
There may be settlement or, at least signs of civilization, roughly over that way. There is a smoke in the distance.
Perhaps we should go there to gather some more information. Where we are, what was found here before, see if they found what it is we are looking for, and generally gather information.
Sounds good to me. Did we open the book up that we found in here?
No, you guys just found it.
Who didn't Josh? No, Kristen found it, right? It was Josh or Kristen, I don't remember which one.
Whoever had the highest investigation check last time, hold on.
Who or Josh?
Kedron had a 19. Actually, Kedron, I think it was you.
Oh, it was me?
Yeah, you had the 19 investigation.
Oh, okay, then I'll crack it open then.
Alright, you crack it open. It is, in fact, a journal.
Can I read this journal?
Depends. Do you read Druidic?
Magir, you can use magic to read all sorts of things, correct? Let's take a look at this.
Of course. I sit down and spend 10 minutes partial casting comprehend languages.
Sure. Yeah, you do that. Anything anybody else is doing while he does that?
Country
Kind
wants
of
to
continuing
go.
to. Huh?
Nothing.
Did we already find everything there was to find in this treehouse?
Yeah, you guys have wrapped up your investigation in this treehouse. You have found what your rolls have allowed you to find.
For flavor, I'm just kind of casually poking around.
Yeah, sure. All right,
Sharpening
10
my
minutes
axe.
pass by. Sorry?
I just said sharpening my axe.
Okay, yeah. 10 minutes pass by. You begin to read through. Now, this is slow reading. I believe Comprehend Languages says it takes like a minute per page or something like that to read after you cast this spell. Yeah, 1 minute to read 1 page. Are you reading it or are you skimming through?
I am going to skip to the last 10 pages of probably the most relevant.
Last 10 pages of it. Okay, so you skip to the last end of it there, and you start reading through, and you see a note, settlement going well, and you kind of get that last page that you're on, or the first one that you're actually checking on is kind of saying, settlement's going well, everything seems to be going all right. There was an odd earthquake that happened, and there was a cavern that had opened up, and they're sending some people to investigate. After that, a couple days later, no one ever reported back from that investigation. You see notes in there about something bad probably coming from this. Need to shore up my home. Can't be having the artifact fall into the wrong hands. Things of that nature. You see some drawings and some plans, like some sketching of traps, and as you look around, these were implemented. Very much so. You see notes in there about how well it's coming along and about how no one else is taking them seriously. Saying caves are just dangerous, they probably just fell or whatever, but no one else is taking them seriously, but no one else has to worry about protecting the secret like they do. Since no one else knows it's there.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Exactly. So, and if you've ever read articles by preppers, it has that feel to it. Like he's stockpiling, he is setting up booby traps, he is ready for whatever to happen. Getting closer to the end of the pages, people start to go missing around town. In the middle of the night, it's building to something. It's definitely building to something. The very last page, it's happened. They're here, they're taking people out of their homes. Those people that come from below. They came from the cave, almost like us, but with skin almost purple. The same ears, the same height, but different. They're dragging them away, those who they don't kill. But I will be safe. They will not find me, and if they find me, they will not take me.
So what I'm hearing is we have a case of the purple people eaters?
Question, have you been reading this out loud or to yourself?
Out loud.
Could I make any...
As soon as I finish the last page, I'm going to jump to the front, see if there's any context about the artifact.
Yeah. So you jump to the front, and again, this is taking like a minute per page, so you're already 10 minutes in now. This lasts for like an hour, but just letting you know where you're at time-wise. And you jump to the front page, and you open it up, and you kind of start leafing through it a little bit, and you see that this is the journal of one of the Hatzalek, one of the people who had actually traveled to the other location to hide the sword piece. He came here and met up with another group of survivors, and they were starting a new colony, a new homeland here. The rest of his group had left him behind so that they could continue to travel on and hide the remaining pieces of the sword. However, he and his line will now be entrusted with one of the pieces to be hidden in a nondescript home within the settlement. Right under everyone's noses, with no fuss, no muss, no grandeur, simply in a custom-built piece of furniture with a hidden compartment. Reading the description, It's that open secret compartment that was already open when you got here. And you read through it, and you just kind of start skimming through, and you realize it's kind of talking about how the settlement's coming along, the building of the houses, how well everything's going. And looking at the first date versus the last date, you see a span of about 30 years.
Quick question. Is there any, since he's reading this out loud, is there any check I could make to figure out what these creatures were that were coming from underneath?
Give me a nature check. It's a fairly high DC, all things considered, where you're from, who you are.
Because I know what it is, but Kendrick.
Right.
Is it nature?
Yeah, we'll call it nature.
It wouldn't be history?
I'll make it your choice. It's fine. You could have read about it in a Species of the World, or you might have read about it in a history book, so whatever.
Yeah. 14, so probably not.
No, not really.
Does it give like any indication of
What's up?
what direction the cave is in?
Yeah, so that's going to be kind of north and to the west. The sign and the subsequent probably village is going to be to the kind of to the east, so opposite directions. Okay, and why was it on advantage? Was that a thing?
Hadn't clicked the button back
Okay,
over.
cool.
Just
So
ignore
14,
that.
got it.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, no.
Why not?
Yeah. Everybody's sitting here thinking real hard.
Alright, fine. We're all thinking really hard. I will.
Sure.
I will also
That's a
think
lot.
really hard.
I
No.
mean, it wouldn't be like super meta for us all to think about it, because if nobody
No,
speaks
not
up and
really.
says this is what it is, like everybody could potentially just think about
Yeah.
what it is.
Well, we're
That's why
all
I'm allowing
here
it.
processing and listening.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Father and Cloak's doing better than the rest of us.
I'm good at thinking. I'm very
And
good at
Fool
thinking.
are both doing better than the rest of
Well,
us.
You thunk real good.
Still not quite though.
I'm thinking.
Like it tickles something in the back of your mind, but you're not quite able to place it. You swear you've heard a similar description before, but you can't remember where.
Well, this at least means we're on the right track. So the next question is, do we go find the hole, or do we go find people?
I say we find people. If they know nothing, potentially find the hole.
I mean,
I
we've got
say
time.
people and find people.
So, and the book was hidden, right?
Yes. The
So,
book was hidden.
so in theory, no one found the book to know where the artifact was at.
But the artifact compartment was already opened.
Right.
Like,
So there's a good chance whoever was guarding the artifact took it and left.
Or they were taken, as well as the artifact.
Or potentially the explorers took it. Question. Would it be possible to determine by like the aging of the exposed wood if it's more recent than like kind of a timetable for how long it's just been sitting open? I know it's probably going to be a high check if so.
No, probably not.
Like
Especially
exposed
given that none of
versus-
you are experienced woods craftsmen, especially. Like, maybe if your whole job was, like, back home, you were a carpenter, I might have allowed it with a high DC.
Where's Chetney when you need him?
Where's Chud? Right, pretty much. But unfortunately, none of you are, so...
So
What-
here's my question. As far as like, because of the state of the room, the traps, blood on the floor, etc. Does this look like this would have happened because of the explorers, or something that took place long before the explorers?
So, somebody had a really dang good perception check last time around. I forget who, but they were able to determine that the blood was definitely newer the construction, and more along the same lines as the newer rope ladders that you guys saw around.
And we figured out it was only like, what, 5 years ago that the
Yeah, and it's not like
bloods-
blood, it's like blood staining. Like blood had once been there enough to stain the wood, especially in some of the more sheltered areas.
And
It's
didn't you
not
say,
like fresh blood on there.
Didn't you say the aging of that roughly matched up with like the expedition though?
With the rope ladders and stuff, and it's like, yeah, probably closer to that than
So it's been,
anything else you'd see.
that particular thing's been within recent years versus the several hundred ago for the Fatalik.
Correct. There's still staining on the wood of blood versus, hundreds of years ago it wouldn't have still be there.
I say we go to the village. We can at least get more information, figure out where the bloody heck we are at least, and then work from there.
Well, also real quick, was there by chance a name in the book anywhere?
No,
For,
there
like-
were no names.
There was no name.
No names.
God help.
Convenient.
So what say the rest of you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the village is the best.
I'm craving me a sandwich. Let's go to civilization.
But you could have cave sandwich.
You know, the last cave we went hunting
So hop
in
on.
didn't exactly have sandwiches.
My vote is cave.
I vote for the town. We at least need to have information about where we are, and if we can, acquire this without encountering less reputable groups of people. I'd say try for that first.
And the,
Information is always key.
I said civilization. I want a sandwich.
the compartment that the artifact was in, does it look like it was ripped open or just opened like it normally would be?
Just open.
So most likely whatever was in the cave didn't get the artifact. I would assume. So I vote civilization.
Yep, civilization sounds good.
Okay.
Let's
Then-
load up.
And slash things together a lot. There'll be plenty of
Just
opportunity.
a
That's my goal. I just wanted to explore.
I just got eaten by a bush. I don't really want to go into a cave anytime soon.
You did just get eaten by a bush. Oh, you've got to. Hold on, let me try something. No.
Load up on the
Okay,
horses
okay,
and
cool.
on foot.
Whew. Apparently, you remember that roll table that I finished out last week? My power blinked before I could save it, but hey, it's fine. I got it recovered. Okay. Give me just a second. Sorry, give me just a second. I gotta get something rolling here. Thought I already had this ready, but stuff.
Hey, Ketrin, you have the bag of holding, correct?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
Alright, you guys are loading up. Assume you're taking the horses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
Alright. Sorry, just one more second. I don't know, any conversations you guys need to have in the meantime while I... Nothing? Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Just put me on the spot then, guys. It's fine!
So how's the weather?
Alright, all done. Anyways, yes, you guys get all loaded up. You get up on your horses, you start making your way out towards where your owl said the sign was, and eventually the road. You get to the edge of the settlement, you do find the sign. There seems to be a somewhat overgrown, what was once probably a trail that was cut through here. And you start taking it out. It takes you a while, but you do eventually find the road. You can turn left to go to the town that you assume is there based off of the chimney smoke, or you can turn right and go somewhere.
I believe we had agreed on town, so.
Cool, just double checking. Off and to the left you go. Again, you guys are carrying the eggs in the saddlebags?
Saddlebags.
Awesome. Whose saddlebags?
I think we have like one in one side of mine, one in the other, and then like one in one side of Alara's. But it's up to the people that own them who put them in.
I would assume I would have put it in yours because Alara's just got a pony, so it probably can't carry. Because these were like pretty big eggs, if I remember right.
Because I'm carrying 2 of them, I think, 1 on each side of the saddlebag, and then
Yeah.
Alara's carrying 1, I think. Because there's 3 of them. So,
The most important question is, Thule, whose horse is yours on?
Hmm?
Jason?
Sorry, what?
Your egg. Whose horse
Yeah.
is that on? Ilara's or Kedron's?
You know, I actually never figured that out. I can roll real fast.
Sure.
Even Kedron, odds.
Go for it. And then you're going to need to use the roll command to roll a D200 after that.
Oh boy. Alright, so here's a D6 or D4, whatever.
So Kedron's.
Kedron? Kedron, you hear... out of your saddlebags.
I think one of the eggs might be cracking. Phil, this is yours, right?
Yep.
Might want to grab it just in case it needs to, I don't know, imprint.
It'll be /roll 1D200 will be your command you throw in.
D200.
Yes.
All one word.
So it'll be like the number 1, the letter D, the number 200. No spaces.
Unrecognized. Okay.
Okay, scroll up to like where just before the rolls for the game started, and it shows you how to do it.
/R space 1D200.
Make sure it works. Yeah, see, it did it for me, just like that. Oh, yeah, okay.
What a nice round even number.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too bad I'm
So
not using that one.
/R.
Space.
Oh, okay. 1D200.
Yes.
That's what's going on.
120. Man, another nice even number.
So are you picking up it out of the bag before it finishes hatching?
Yep.
What do we have?
You might want to put it on the ground.
Oh, sorry, that's actually... Wow. Okay.
What do we got?
I'm going to take a couple steps away from him just in case something bad happens.
Alright, you put it on the ground, and
it's documenting.
a big old egg sitting there cracking as it finally crumbles in on itself. And you go and you peek in, and you're like, wait, where is it? And then you see down in the bottom, stirring amongst the pieces of shell, a little floppy ear. And then another one. And out crawls a tiny baby rabbit.
You got a bunny! For what, 200 gold?
It was expensive.
Congratulations, there is a tiny baby bunny looking up at you.
I'll call you Fluffy.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Please tell me it is the rabbit from Quest for the Holy Grail.
Oh my gosh,
It's
that'd
a
be
little
amazing.
baby bunny. A little baby bunny. Congratulations, you have a baby bunny that you must now take care of or eat or whatever you want to do.
Can you cast
Yes.
McGear, can you cast Identify on a bunny?
That's on objects, it's not...
No.
Unless it's dead, then it technically is an object, which is weird.
We'll kill it, he'll identify it, and then I'll revivify it.
I mean, identify, I think, takes 10 minutes if you ritual casts.
So kill it, general repose, identify for the bunny.
If it's not a bunny, if it's a regular bunny, then it's just dead. The most expensive. That's gotta be like A5 Wagyu bunny. Right there.
I told you guys, completely random roll table. Alright? You were warned when you bought this thing, and you rolled a bunny.
I'm going back and buying all of the eggs.
I'm A-okay with this.
I'm really
Right.
curious of what a nat 1 would look like on this.
It would either be absolutely fantastic or like an ant.
Or nothing.
Let me double check. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. That's what a 1 would be. Okay. Yeah. So what are y'all doing? Just keep it moving, or like...
What color is the bunny?
White.
Okay. I just need to know.
Okay.
Looking
it is
more
white.
and more like that Quest for the Holy Grail rabbit.
Don't make me change the color.
With fangs like this.
So please add 1 bunny to your inventory.
Okay. White.
Oh,
fluffy
it could be like
bunny.
a raving rabbit, and you can just chuck it at your enemies.
You need
Uh,
to get a top
Goose the
hat.
duck comes waddling over, looks at it.
But we're gonna
checking
need.
it out.
We're just gonna have a zoo follow us.
You need to get a magical top hat that holds like a tiny little like rabbit cage pocket dimension for it, so you can take it off the hat and pull it out of the hat.
You know, when I can make pocket dimensions inside of clothing, I'll let you know.
What you doing with
That
the
would be so handy.
the bunny
Hey,
tool?
yeah, it's a work in progress. Right after Fire Colt.
All right, then I guess we'll
Yeah, so what are you doing with the
keep
bunny?
moving.
I'll keep.
Alright, you pick it up, you have a bunny in your hands. Seems pretty docile.
He just tucks it in his beard.
You can have a bunny. Alright, yeah, y'all can keep moving. It takes you a little while longer. It's kind of getting into afternoon by the time you come rolling up, and it is a small village. Maybe like a hamlet? I don't know, those are smaller villages, right? Nothing major, you know, a couple of cottages, like maybe an inn, there's some outlying farms, some rolling beautiful grassland, some trees here and there, some sheeps on the outskirts of town, some sheeps in town, actually, as well. Yeah. Y'all come rolling hot into this town. A couple of people sitting on porches looking at you, you know, a few people going around their business, but not a lot of people either.
Are they people? Like
They
they're
seem to be.
humans?
I mean,
Human-esque?
yeah, I mean, you know, there's like maybe a dwarf over there, and there's like a halfling over there, but no, I don't. There ain't no purple ones you see.
Roll up to the inn, I guess.
Yeah, you roll up onto the inn. Like I said, it's afternoon, so there's not a lot of people in there. You know, bar's open. Howdy, y'all. Here for a drink.
Yes, and possibly a bit of information.
Well, shoot, I might have some. What y'all need?
We don't even know where we are, so
Yes,
that would be a
Y'all
fabulous.
get lost on your way here, or what?
more like we
say
have no
that.
idea where we are in the world because teleportation mishaps.
Teleport? What?
Magically
Instantly moving
traveling.
from one location to another without actually walking or seeing how.
You're funny. Magic ain't real. Get out of here with that nonsense.
I'm gonna make a light in my hand.
See,
Yeah,
that's just
prestidigitation.
trickery. That ain't.
That's just what?
Hey, y'all just trying to trick me. I've seen some illusionists in my day. You're pretty good, y'all. You know what? Drink on me here. That's a pretty good trick. Get out of here with all that. But anyway, y'all want to keep it going. I see. Oh, y'all are a traveling show, ain't you? That's what this is. Y'all a traveling band of performers here to do some illusionary stuff on us, huh? Oh boy, I bet the
Sir.
boys will love this tonight. Yeah.
Real quick, how much? I'm assuming there's chairs, right?
Yeah.
How much does one of those chairs cost you?
Oh, probably like 5 silver. Why?
All right, I'm gonna pull out 5 silver, set it on a table, and then I'm going to summon a spiritual weapon and just destroy the chair with it. I'm just chopping the chair in half.
Roll an attack on a chair in the middle of a pub.
It's a mimic.
In a tiny town in the middle of nowhere where people don't even believe in magic.
It is magic. 16 to hit.
Evans Field.
Magir's going to have a shocked look on his face and kind of back away, as to show he had no part in this.
And when I summon this thing, I am like all of the like no holds bar, all the flourishes. Just this will
Your
be
cloak of bellowing.
no, not that all. Does the chair have an AC
Goes
higher than
from
16?
an excited face of having some performing illusionists in town, And, you know, they're like, oh, we got here by teleportation as part of their show, and he was going to play along and give him the information and everything, to just this horrified look on his face. Okay, imagine someone walks into where you work, summons an axe out of thin air, and then just destroys a chair.
I paid for the chair, though. I also got eaten by a bush earlier. I'm not having any of this.
He just drops the cup that's in his hand and just runs out the door. Guards! Guards! Devil in the bar! Devil in the bar! He's gone.
Alright, I'm putting my money back in my pocket.
Okay,
Well,
when the guards come back, we have no idea what he's talking about.
As well.
Alara runs and grabs the chair fragments and takes them out the back door.
What?
I'm
Hang
gonna
on,
ready
guys.
like all my like papers showing that we're from the church.
I fixed the chair.
How?
I have mending.
Drop it in the chat. I need to see the time frame on this real quick, because, I mean, people are coming. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's
That
a
was
gas
from 0
job,
to
so it probably
100.
doesn't like shatter it.
Real quick. No, it's like cut in half. There's a few cracks here and there, but like that went from 0 to 100 so fast.
Yeah, I made a light in my hand. I wasn't gonna like start blowing stuff up.
I didn't, but it was cool! I thought. In my head, it was cool, okay?
No, it was cool. It was just for someone who has obviously never even seen someone cast a spell to destroying their furniture with a spectral axe.
So
All right.
we basically walked into Emmons Field and started channeling.
Can I fix the chair?
Alright, casting time, 1 minute. Alright, here's what's gonna happen. I am going to roll a d4, okay? On a 1 or a 2, you are able to fix the chair before anyone shows up. On a 3 or a 4, you are in the middle of magically fixing the chair when the guards show up.
Oh joy.
Or whoever. It's a tiny
As I
town. You
said,
imagine there's
though,
not many guards.
We are preparing. I am preparing my stealth that says that like shows that we are from the church.
Here we go. Okay.
Hey.
Like
This guy's gonna look so dumb now.
Just kick in the door with swords, and one of them's holding out something. It's not a cross, some sort of holy symbol.
As they kick
Imagine.
in the
Where
door,
are they?
I'm
You them devils! Said them broke a chair with magic.
This chair? That's not broken?
Alara has a cup of coffee in her hand and is just staring blankly at him as if nothing's happened.
I need everyone to give me deception checks.
Even the ones that aren't saying anything.
Huh?
Even the ones that aren't saying anything.
Everyone, because you're just trying to blank stare them, and they're so confused, and they're trying.
do we
to,
get, like,
figure this out.
advantage because the chair that the dude said was broke isn't broke?
Just
Natural 20.
just roll, please.
Natural 1.
Can I get an advantage because I'm just admiring my pet bunny?
That was me. I'm re-rolling.
Oh, the
She's
natural
using her
one.
lucky
Oh
point.
yeah, halfling thing, cool. Okay.
Hey, it's still better
hey,
than nothing.
before we announce the results, I'm going to use my Horton dice.
For you or for her?
She gets a
You can only use-
15.
Okay, plus.
4.
Well, her deception
Literally +4.
is it +4? Yeah, so she gets a 19 total.
Don't we get a bonus, though, for being near Alara?
No, that's
Or is
what
it the
it
saving
says.
throws? Right, never mind.
Can I be sitting in the chair I just fixed?
You are like standing up from fixing it as they bust in the door. Like they are coming through as you finish the last bit.
Okay.
Your deception check, please. I'm still missing you.
Alright. I just clicked that while Alara's
Okay.
name, but that was me.
They rolled a 2. Alright.
Fabulous.
They are town guards, but they're like town guards. Okay, it's like a rotating volunteer duty.
Well then, if that is quite enough then, we are from the Church of Vatica, from Vatica City itself, and we are on a holy mission looking for information. If you could help us, it would be much appreciated.
Yeah, give me just a second. You, help him out. Jethro goes storming out the door, hollering at the dude who just ran out the bar. Dag nabbit, where'd you go? You something about getting into his own stock, and yeah. So...
Fabulous.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. We don't get a lot of strangers around here since that last group came through a couple years ago. Y'all said you were from some church, looking for some information.
Yes, we're from the Church of Vatica.
Vatica. Oh, y'all the ones that worship the All Father, right? Yeah. Okay.
We're also very lost and have no idea where we're at.
Like in the world, we stumbled
Where
into
is
very odd things. We were investigating, and odd things happened.
Oh yeah, and there's a couple plants out there that give you deja vu. Not deja vu. That's not the right word. It's that's when you remember something twice. It's
Amnesia?
that's the one. Amnesia. Yep, that's the one right there. Yeah, them plants suck. Anyways, yeah, for sure. Y'all here in Townsboro, lovely little hamlet, in the kingdom of, and I am going to butcher this name, even though it was randomly generated when I built this map, and I was like, dang, I hope they never go there, and then I forgot, and put a main story point here, so now I forgot how to pronounce it. Bukashamia. That will be, yeah, Kingdom of Bukashamia. It is in the southeastern or southwestern corner of the map when I'll pull it up.
Hey, we're only one country away from the place where the rift was.
So, if you're looking for something,
Well, on our exploration, we found ourselves in a nearby ruin. Said it had been discovered by what was the name?
Jonathan and his crew?
Jonathan and his crew.
Is that fancy
I do
Sir
think so,
Jonathan?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
him and his came through here about 5 years ago. Yeah, they went out in the woods and they said they made some great discovery or something about some tree people. I don't know, living in trees would be weird, but whatever. I think they're no more. Yeah, about 5 years ago. They said they're from Deerborough. That's about no day up the road or so. You can make it tomorrow afternoon or evening if you stayed the night here. You get there in the middle of the night if you left here pretty quick.
They may have found something that historically actually belongs to our people. It's what we're looking for.
Oh, well then yeah, you probably want to go check there. I don't know what they got up to. They didn't talk to us locals much. Dude had a high nose, you know, he was always up in there. You know.
Ah, we know the type.
But about this time, the door flies open, and the other guard has, who we now know to be Jethro, by the back of the collar. He's like, Jethro, now you apologize to these nice people. You quit getting in your own stash, and I swear if I find any of that special stuff that you used to make still around, you and me gonna have a problem, you understand? Darn hallucinogens all over town. Go apologize. But he broke the chair with like a magic axe. They said they'd done some teleporting and like light and show him.
You mean this here?
Oh, you mean I'm gonna try to do a sleight of hand? And if there's any like light sources in the area,
There's a little fire over the corner.
I'm gonna try to like flip a gold and almost hide it in my fingers so it kind of reflects the light.
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand check.
We'll see how this goes. 18.
He's doing it again! It's not quite as bright this time, but he's doing it again, see?
And then I flip the coin up and grab it. Like you said, illusion. I'm gonna put it back in my pocket.
I'm sorry. How'd you break the chair?
That is
Magic.
misdirection. But, of course,
Just
aside from small tricks like these, we don't like to reveal our secrets. Fun to have the mystery.
A good
okay.
magician never reveals his secret methods, Jeffro.
Okay. Yeah. He's not too sure about y'all. He's still just freaked out. But he's going with it. You know, he's apologized, and he goes kind of back behind the bar sheepishly. What can I get y'all to drink?
Got any milk?
Got some sheep's milk.
Got some carrots?
That'll work.
Might have a few. Carrots or sheep's milk? Which one will work?
Sheep milk sounds great.
Sure. Sheep's milk. Here we go.
Honestly, ale and any sort of stew or food that you might have. That eat much
Yeah, I
better.
got a pot of stew on right now. It'll be ready here in about, probably 45 minutes.
Oh, and you wouldn't happen to have rooms here, would you?
I got... depends. If you don't want to stay in the hayloft, I got 3. If you don't mind bunking in the hayloft, I got 4.
We can do 3. Yes, that'll do for us.
Okay. Now the food's on me for the embarrassment it doesn't cost. And if y'all are willing to perform some of your illusions tonight here at my tavern, I'll give y'all the rooms for free too.
Deal.
Alrighty then, we got a deal. Now, I'm sorry about earlier. Like I said, only folks we know of that can do magic are of the demonic
Nice.
variety.
No, sir.
And y'all were very adamant y'all were doing magic, and then you broke a chair without touching it with just a ghost axe, and that was crazy. So I would suggest toning it down a little bit for this evening when the other folks come in. That might scare them a little. But yeah, for sure, I'll let folks know y'all are gonna be here. And he goes on out and starts spreading word that they have some entertainment tonight. They got some illusionists. There is a beat up piano in the corner as well.
Oh, heck yeah, I can do that.
Like it's rough. It's out of tune. It's a piano, technically.
I'm gonna see if I can find some sort of like improvised tool to adjust the tuning on it
Okay, yeah. So you're gonna spend your afternoon doing that
until
mostly.
like time for yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a dexterity with proficiency because you are proficient in pianos. Sure. What are the rest of y'all doing?
I think we should meet and decide what we will do for our show tonight.
Well, it should be the same as my thieves tools, which actually that makes sense using like my thieves tools for it too.
Yeah. Go for it.
21.
Yeah. Actually, sounds pretty good by the time you're done.
I think that
For the rest of you?
one person should carry everyone else inside the bag of holding, and our entrance to the show is us getting out of the bag of holding.
That might be a bit much. Why don't we keep it to? I'll have some music in the background, some light cantrips, some little light tricks.
Jethro's kind of over there, and he's like, you know, he's kind of
On
like,
top
y'all are
of
sitting
the
down at the
piano.
bar doing this, or you?
No, I think we were gathered around the piano while I was working on it.
Oh, okay.
Just set the bag of holding on the piano, and then there's plausible deniability.
Maybe with the bag of holding.
You can create
If there's like 2 like walls, I can walk behind one, misty step to the other, and then walk out from behind that other wall. I could also cast Silent Image and use the image to
Bro,
tell the story.
I have the best idea.
Great threat for our dentist.
I have the best idea.
You should use it to do shadows on the wall.
You should use a spiritual weapon to break everyone's chairs.
No. Here's what. All 4 of you guys are going to get in the bag of holding. Right, get this. You walk in, I can summon a fog cloud. Everyone gets out of the bag of holding. Get rid of the fog cloud. It's like that really cool thing that ninjas do where it's like smoke bomb and everybody disappears. But
In reverse.
in reverse.
Alright. I'm all for that.
Like that. Hey, I also had thought of maybe like one of us already being in the bag of holding, and then when someone else jumps in, and then the other person that's already in
To
the
make
bag
it
comes
seem
out.
more interesting, I have this empty large bottle. When you summon the fog cloud, pull the cork and make it seem like it's pouring out from the bottle.
You could use your thing and just create mayonnaise.
All the
Actually,
mayonnaise.
for a comedy part, act like you're going to throw it on someone, show everybody that the jar is empty, and then splash someone with water out of it. You know, show them the jar is empty. And
That would
splash
be...
them with water, or possibly mayonnaise. You know, it's up to you. Or,
I'm just saying I can multi-class as a bard and a magician at the moment as far as entertainment goes.
when you notice somebody's cup is empty, show them the jar is empty, and then use it to fill it up with beer. They'll love it.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great to do beer in a bar.
So here is my jug to have a...
Oh, I see you're empty. What did you do? I'm empty too. That's okay. I'll still.
I'll be on the piano the whole time, providing a bit of a ambience. Citable with cheek.
Some of the good background saloon tunes.
Yeah, most of the things I can do is just kill people. So we could bring someone back from the dead, but that'd probably be frowned upon. So
Don't you have that one cantrip that lets you like light candles and stuff?
yeah, I have thaumaturgy.
Don't
And
you?
you can, like, make gusts of wind, too.
I can make my voice really loud.
Nagir, don't you have
I can also do the
prestidigitation?
whole story with the removal of my leg.
I do have prestidigitation, but silent image is bigger.
Oh, well, you can do more with prestidigitation than just images.
You can change the flavor of things, you can warm things up. Change the flavor of somebody's food and make it taste
Oh,
like
that's
cake.
true. I mean, as far as like, I thought you were talking about like telling a story of stuff. Like, you know, I can do like a literal live theater with silent image.
I feel like
And
that
then with
might be a bit
prestidigitation, I can
too
do all
much
sorts of stuff like, oh,
with the lights everywhere, because like the silent image might be a bit much.
I could banish Jethro to a different dimension.
You should use
well-
prestidigitation to make a shadow story on the wall. I want to tell the story of how I lost my leg again and then surprise everyone with taking off my leg at the end.
Awesome.
you're
All
like
right.
supposed to
But I think everybody knows what they're... I know exactly what I'm going to do, and then who's taking the jug? Thule, you want to take the jug and do the beer thing?
Sure.
All right. So then we got one person left who doesn't have a bit. Father Ironcloak, other than banishing someone to a different
No.
dimension, breaking everyone's
I have my bit. When we walk in, everybody's going to be in the
Okay.
bag, right? And then
Okay, that's right. Fog cloud.
And he's also, I think, going to use like thaumaturgy mixed in.
oh, dude, I can
You
make.
announce with thaumaturgy.
No. Get this right. I'm gonna walk in, and you're gonna get like, because I can make the ground shake like there's an earthquake, and then like thunder roar in the background and ominous whispers, and then fog cloud, and then everybody appears. Actually, that's probably a terrible idea. Never mind. That's a really bad idea.
Alright, let's just start rolling.
But announcing with thaumaturgy though would be awesome.
Yeah.
And
All
where
right.
you're following.
Or not.
Now, I am gonna have you guys RP this a bit, especially the intro, and like actually describe your actions. And then as we go through the list, everyone will make performance checks to see how this goes. Now, we're going to start with two people. We're going to start with Father Ironcloak and Kedron, since Kedron is going to be playing all the way throughout from beginning to end.
Just going to start with like the slow build as he's doing the intro, and then kind of
Okay, you're not in the
explode
bag of holding then?
No, because as he's walking up for the intro, I'm kind of doing like a slow build.
Okay, that's fine. So, cool. The evening comes along. It is that time for the performance. This little inn is packed. Like, front to back, standing room only. There's a few people, like, looking in the windows. They're actually handing drinks out of the window.
We're inside, right? Inside
Yeah,
the
you're
inn?
inside.
Okay.
You're in the inn.
How big is this
Time has
room?
arrived. Give me your performance checks, and then based off of that, Tell me how this
Is it
performs.
performance, or am I using my proficiency with my piano?
You'll be using the proficiency with the piano. You'll be making a
my
piano
thieves check, so I'm going to do that.
Yeah. And then, Father Ironcloak, you'll be giving me a performance check for your intro.
16.
Okay, pretty good.
Alright. 9.
That's a perception.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. Wrong one. Oh, this is worse. That's a 4. Actually, the first roll was a 5, so it'd be a 6.
So...
DM
how
Inspiration!
is this?
Because I have one of those still.
Sure.
Which is a D6, right?
Yes. So you're 6.
12.
12. Okay, not bad. How does your intro go?
Alright, so I'm a walk in, right? And Thaumaturgy. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's main event. And all the candles and flames in the room, they're going to dim down, right? And
The crowd goes silent.
I'm going to cast Fog Cloud.
Are you doing the bottle thing?
No, Thul's doing the bottle thing. I'm going to cast Fog Cloud.
No, the glass bottle. I remember we were talking about like uncorking and like having the fog come out.
Yes. Set the bottle on the ground. Uncork it. Fog Cloud. And then open up the bag. Everybody's getting out.
You got it. The fog comes up out of this. Like, there's still a few people kind of moving around, like getting settled, you know, kind of whispering to each other, but it's mostly quiet. The fog comes up, seemingly out of this bottle, spilling over. And normally you probably couldn't do fog cloud this way, but I don't care. It's cool. I'm letting it happen for this case because I like it. And fills up the stage, which, to be fair, is literally just an open area of ground where they like moved the benches out to where you guys could perform there. And it becomes obscured. Yeah, they can't really see through it. Like, there are people trying to peer through it. No. As you all pulled out of the bag and are all standing there,
Alright.
ready to go as the piano builds.
And then Fog Cloud's going to go away.
You got it.
And as it goes away, I'm just putting the cork back on the bottle.
Yeah.
And then that's when I take a really big like ta-da.
And right as he does that, Thaumaturgy, all of the flames in the room are going to like burst back to life, and the room's just going to like light up. I give you Deus Vault!
Everyone starts clapping, like, they're pretty into it. Like, it's not like a standing ovation, but it was like, yeah, this is great, we're doing entertainment out here. Alright, what happens next?
And gonna move to sort of like a fun, excitable, jaunty tune.
Yeah. Who's next?
At this point, Magir will step forward and cast Silent Image, creating the image of a noble warrior, mighty sword.
You got it. Is this you and Alara's story time?
Just me at the moment. And essentially,
okay, yeah, you're doing separate stories. Got it. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Alright, well, yeah, let's go with that then. That actually sounds pretty
It's
cool.
whatever, I just wasn't clear on what was happening.
Yeah, so, I'll let her tell the story, and I'll basically like, animate things around her.
Got
Of course,
it.
I'll keep to the tone of where the story's at each.
Are you, like doing like high res, or are you kind of making it like almost like maybe that could be a lighting trick, but man, it's really good? Like, what are you trying for?
It looks like light playing through the smoke still.
Okay.
Like as if there was like some like original smoke and there's like plays with the lights. And
Okay, cool.
Magir's just dramatically just waving his hands.
I like it. Alright. As you guys do this, give me performance checks.
And don't we need? And Alara's gonna start, narrating, right?
Yes, Alara's gonna start narrating. Now, since you guys are working together, you can roll individually, or one of you can roll with advantage. Either
It would
way.
probably be Alara with advantage because he's.
Yeah, let them
listening.
decide. Let them decide.
No, I was just saying for like a.
Oh, my performance better.
Because some things it makes sense which one gets the, like for.
Yeah, but in this case, I'm just gonna let whatever. Because I mean, it's kind of equal parts almost, because you have this really cool animation and.
natural 20.
Oh,
Nat
these people
20.
are. Oh, the crowd is dead silent as you are going through this story, and of the shadow beast coming out of the ground, like or the wall beside you guys. As it happened, everyone jumps, and somebody's like a couple people like drench themselves in their drink, and like and when the leg comes off, everyone just a collective just like sadness, like no, comes out of their mouths. And then as the beast is finally vanquished, a massive cheer erupts. People are on their feet, drinks are spilled, and you said you finished by taking off the leg?
So I want to do it how the story actually happened.
Right.
So I'm fighting this monster, and it appears that I am about to lose, and then, like, out of nowhere, the monster like slices through the leg, and I will take off the leg, and it'll just fall to the floor,
Yes.
and I'll dramatically collapse, and then just be like, no, and then like strike the monster in the middle of the chest with my axe.
Oh yeah, and like as you fall to the ground, everyone collectively groans, and a few of them yell no with you. And then as you strike and the thing just disapparates, they are on their feet. They are loving it. They are cheering. They are stamping. Like, it is great.
Are you ending with you just losing your leg?
No, she killed the monster.
Well, and like
Okay.
killing the monster, or are you gonna keep going, or is that just where you're in the story?
I killed the monster, and then I stand up just on my one leg and take a bow, and then I will pick up my leg and put it back on.
They love it. People love some good war hero stories, like some good battle stories, and they were all about it. Like, yeah, you have won this crowd. All right, we got.
At this point, I started trying to like make a super bouncy like fun beat. I was like, so some of you just seem to have spilled your drinks. Here, oh god, prestidigitation is like. Sir, didn't you have a drink spilled on you?
All right, give me your
That's so
own
odd.
performance check now. For these ones,
All right.
like whatever
just-
comes next, this will determine like how well you do. And I need you to roleplay your role as well, like
Wouldn't this
Good
also
or
be
bad?
kind of where the jug comes in?
in a little bit. Yeah, I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm just here for the ride, man. I'm the
This will be
crowd.
followed by the jug. Let's see, where is performance? There it is.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like they're still coming down off of that high that Ilara gave them, and they're enjoying it, man.
Just-
like,
sir,
whoa.
I was like, wait, is there something wrong with your drink? Are you sure that tastes like beer? Go try that real quick
Yeah.
for me.
All right, what are you making it taste like?
Oh no, hang on. He's gonna try it first.
Chocolate milk.
Takes a drink of it.
No, he's gotta try it first. Yeah, it tastes like beer still, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right. It looks so much more fruity to me. Can you try that again? Now it's gonna taste more like Hawaiian punch.
What the? You try this. Like hands it to the person. How did they do that? I don't even know. Yeah, they're eating it up. He gets it back, and now it's just empty. Like the other person drank it all. Hey, you were supposed to drink the whole thing.
Oh.
You're gonna buy a new one.
Your drink's empty? I mean, fool, didn't you just finish your drink as well? Would you mind sharing your? Well, I mean, you don't have much to share, I guess. Sharing's always kind, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm assuming Fool's standing over by me, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna stand outside. While McGear's doing this, I'm casting guidance on Thule right before he goes on.
All right, so that's plus a D4, I think.
Yes, it's plus a D4.
Okay, cool. So, what are you doing for your bit? Like, what is going on?
Notice how the jug is empty.
Yeah, you do have an empty jug that you can pour stuff out of.
Yeah, I'm just gonna show up and be like, I guess there's a little bit, and go to start pouring.
He can
So-
pour out a whole gallon's worth.
Yeah, you produce a gallon, by the way.
Just go cup to cup.
Plus you got a D4.
Yeah, so add a roll a d4 and add that. 11, not bad, not bad. They're enthralled. It's pretty cool. They're like, that much shouldn't fit in there. That's awesome. And as you guys are performing through the evening, the crowd's loving it. It's a great night. Tons of drinks and food are sold. He runs out of food. He's down to selling like his cheapest ale. It is a great night. Everybody is loving the performance, and eventually the crowds die away. It's pretty late in the night at this point. To get a full rest, you guys are gonna have to sleep in a little bit. You were high in demand, people wanting to talk to you, or like little tricks here and there. They didn't want to let you leave the piano. They kept saying, "Hey, sing me a song, piano man,"
Wow.
over and over again, and you had to.
I mean, I'm not really a singer, but
They give me a performance.
Do it anyway.
is anybody in our group actually good at singing?
I mean, that would be a character voice.
I don't think anyone's tempted.
Yeah. You're actually got a pretty good voice. It goes pretty good. You don't know any tavern songs though. They're all upper class songs, but they're enjoyable.
No,
I
I
do
do
like
know
nursery
tavern
rhymes.
songs. My childhood friend would drag me to taverns and bars as
Oh.
a
You're right.
Also-
You know at least one or two.
Also, to be fair, he did spend a month on an island with pirates.
True. You know a couple of
So-
sea shanties as well.
I know a couple of Vatican
He-
like
he-
pub songs.
He just walks into a bar and starts singing like straight up.
Set to see the name of the possibility of tea.
Or hear me out. Got a whale of a tail, a whale of a tail or two.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great night. Everybody's happy. It's wonderful. You get your food, your drink, your board, your horse's board. Everything is free because this innkeeper just made so much money, like for what he's used to. Yeah,
Who broke a chair and got away with it.
barely.
I'd like to point out I did something cool and I now have video proof of it.
That's right.
I broke a
Except you
chair.
wake up in the morning and you're still in the forest. What happened? Anyways, you guys
It was all a dream.
You guys do get a long rest. You get a bit of a late start on the next day. And there we go. Would we like to take a break to put down children? Or,
That sounds lovely. They need that.
Alright, we'll be back in, 10 or 15 minutes, y'all.
Yep.
Good. Alright, and we're back as they begin to set off on their journey to Deerborough from Townsburg. Yeah, I'm doing great on names, don't worry about it.
I didn't know that deers burrowed.
Apparently. Apparently they do. You know what? It's a fantasy world. They might. Seems to be a fairly well-traveled road. You actually see a few people from last night at the show traveling the road with you with some livestock and produce. It would seem that Deerborough being close by is probably the central hub for trading. And this just happens to be a small outlying community, a small farming community. A couple people wave at you, but they're not real energetic this morning, especially considering how much they drank the night before that you guys saw. Like, hats down low, like, just making it, So you guys get on the road. It's shaping up to be a fairly nice day.
We got a long rest, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, a little chilly for the time of year you expect it to be, but whatever, it's not bad. Seems to be a fairly temperate climate around these parts.
Put on my cloak.
And you guys head out. You end up traveling most of the day. You stop for lunch around noon, maybe a little after, considering you slept late. The sun is starting to set by the time you can see the town off in the distance. You're going to be getting there that night. Hopefully the gates aren't closed yet.
As we're traveling,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of sit there for for the first little while, had very contemplative look on my face, just keeping myself thinking. So, I think I've finally got an idea. I've been going over and over what was said to me in that hut. And honestly, we're only one country away from where that rift was. I think I've got a plan.
Okay.
Well, what she said, precisely, is that I had to bury it after I returned to the material plane. We have returned. If I ride hard back to the rift and go back through, I bury it back in the Feywild, I will still have buried it after I return to the material plane.
Yeah.
So I suggest we try to finish our business here quickly, and honestly I would suggest, even if I have to pay for it myself, all of us getting some sort of horse and riding hard and fast.
Josh, what are you wearing?
This is a back massage.
Ooh, nice. Okay, cool. I was like, what the heck is going on right now?
And you can like use your arms to put it tight or as loose as you want.
I thought he was putting on a robe because you mentioned putting on robes, and it's like, that's kind of dumb looking robe, but
Alright, cool. Yeah, anyway, sorry, continue. I just had to ask.
That's what I'm thinking at the moment. Anybody have anything to add to it?
no, that sounds good.
Right then, let's hurry and try to take care of our business and move on with it.
Alright. Like I said, you guys are making it there that evening. Check something. You come rolling up just as the gates and lock.
Well, that's bad timing.
What do you want?
Oh, wait.
Hear from
You got right as we shut the doors?
Yeah, the gates are closed. You're hearing this from up on the wall.
Oh. Wait, what about the guys that were walking with us then?
So some of them made it, some of them didn't. There were a couple of other small little towns along the way. Some of them stopped over there.
Right.
Like other like tiny little hamlets.
Name of the guy that had come through like 5 years ago. Darn it, I keep forgetting.
John Dearborough. Sir John Dearborough. Sir John of Dearborough. Yeah.
Is anyone else with us, or is it just us at this point?
It's mostly just you. Most of the other people realized they weren't going to probably make it and stopped in with family or friends or something.
We are from Vatica, and we have been sent out, and it appears that we might have business with Sir John of Dearborough.
Attica's a ways away. Y'all traveled a long way, didn't you?
Yes, we did, sir. I'm Kedrin
Well?
of the leading family of Vatica of Dartemin.
How about that? Well, y'all ain't got no carts, bringing any produce, anything like that in?
Don't think we have anything but travel rations on us. For food.
Alright, give me a second. Here's some shouting. A small door in the gate opens, and someone steps out. He's like, come on. Look, late night fee for having to open this gate, do extra duties, all that stuff. Also, I gotta check you in. Make sure you ain't bringing in nothing, you know, weird.
I'm gonna
Cost a gold apiece.
inside him to make sure he's not trying to hustle us, like if this is actually a thing.
Go for it.
East of the city.
That's an 18.
Oh, he's definitely hustling you? And more than that, he named a gold apiece because you said you were a noble.
I didn't say I was a noble. I didn't say I was a noble family.
Okay, the way that you said it, the very air about you.
I'm a street urchin, if that helps.
It said, like, you're like, we are this from here on a holy business, and you named a noble, saying you have business with him.
That's me, and it's not supposed to be on advantage, so my bad.
Okay,
Sir,
what
are
is
you
it?
trying to hustle us?
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what Ilara is doing.
I'm sorry, sir, but we will not be paying a gold tonight.
Okay, Future, please say what you're gonna say, and then I'll tell you what to roll after that. It's fine for now. But just let you know, I'd prefer we do it that way. It's easier to keep track of things. And then you were also kind of speaking more.
I was saying, sir, are you trying to hustle us?
Also, nah, it's a gold fee. Look, either that or y'all spend the night out here.
We're used to camping. And no
Alright,
money
have
for
a good
you,
night.
sir.
Well, I suppose we'll wait in the morning and, when we talk to the Lord tomorrow, we'll see if it truly was a fee, and if not, I'm sure that they might be slightly displeased with you. If not more.
He's gone. Door's closed.
McGear, don't you have
Walking
knock?
to a door. Which, honestly, I could see Kendrick
I mean, I
doing.
started talking before he started walking away. I started talking as soon as he's, like...
Yeah. He, like, in the middle of your sentence, he just closes the door.
Laura knocks on it.
And yes, I could just unlock the door and walk through, but that defeats the point of being a good, upstanding citizen.
A little window in the door slides open. Yes.
Hello, maybe we come in for the night.
No, I literally just talked to you.
We would like a place to stay.
If you look right over there, there's a nice field.
I'm gonna start setting up our camp and bedroll up against the door.
Every
You're
time.
blocking traffic, I need you to move off to the side of the road.
I thought the door was closed. There's no through traffic right now.
There will be in the morning. I need you to move off to the side of the road.
I suppose we'll
We'll
just
move in the morning.
through.
If you don't move, I'll be forced to place you under arrest, and then you can spend the night in a cell instead.
Oh, inside the city, right?
Inside of a cell with fees for blocking traffic.
And how much are those
Campfire.
fees?
Great way to start your time in the city.
McGear's already off the road, like, setting up camp. This is silly.
I will definitely be having words with the lord of this place about you, sir. What is your name?
Jeffrey,
Jeffrey.
Mama,
And he said...
your mama.
Oh.
Window's closed.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
I'm not involved in this.
Let me check. I swear to everything I hold holy, it's another one of that same group. I'm arresting you all for trying to break into the city at night. I don't care if the charge is stake.
I'm gonna move away from the door so he can't see me.
I'm gonna put my little bunny up in the window.
You guys are trying to get arrested, aren't you?
It gets us inside the city.
McGear's not involved. I've set up camp on, like, off the road, out of the way. I'm not blocking traffic. I'm not part of this group.
I just want to point out that so now you're harassing a guard after breaking a chair in a
He
tavern.
doesn't know about that.
Well, yes, it's not. It's more of a comment on the general.
Okay, you say we're harassing a guard. He was trying to, like, basically steal from us and make us bribe him.
Okay, you had a pretty good insight check. They're probably not supposed to let people in after dark to begin with.
So I'm assuming he's not opening the window back up?
No.
Alright, I'm gonna put my cloak of bellowing on and run back and forth in front of the door. He can't arrest me for that!
Who is it that's got the cast a mage hand?
No, in all seriousness, Brian,
What?
I'm not actually doing that.
Okay.
As much
good.
fun as that would be,
That's nice for you.
Hey, I'm gonna motion for everyone to come over to McGear, and I'm gonna be like, hey, McGear, do the mage, do the hand trick on the door. Knock on it.
Go to sleep, Google. Go to sleep.
But we're all over here. You won't know about it. And they don't do magic.
Yeah, I'm not gonna test that theory. You do your own actions to land you in jail. I personally like books over the metal cage.
They have books in jail.
Alara mutters, "This is preposterous," and tosses her hair and turns around and walks away.
Are
Awesome.
there any pebbles on the ground?
I'm sure there are.
I want to throw a quick succession of 3 to make it imitate like it's knocking on the door. While we're all over here.
Click, click, click. It's very, very small. With pebbles.
Oh, I'm just chucking them hard.
If you want to.
Nah. I think we've pressed the poor guy enough.
I got dice in my hand if you want to do it.
Nah.
I'm ready to roll.
Do it, fool. Nothing bad can happen.
Okay. We're basically
Oh.
gone.
Get that reference.
Thank you. Alright, the night passes uneventfully. Congratulations, you had to sleep outside one night. Oh no. Morning comes, it's an entirely different gate duty, and the gate's
You know, we
open.
do have a time limit, so makes sense we're trying to push it.
Do you have a time limit?
Egg.
That's like a 5-year time limit.
Yeah, but that's not before we start hurting people with it.
It's on him.
Anyways, yeah, you all are able to make it into the city. Do you interact with the guards at all on your way in?
Is it the same guards?
No, it's different guards.
Oh, then no.
We need directions to the abode of. Darn it! I need
Sir John of Deerborough.
Sir John of Dearborn. I need to figure out what I do.
Oh,
There it is.
okay, you're looking for the, shit, what's the name of it? Not a duke, not a count, smaller than that. It's a single city, land holding.
Mayor, governor,
This-
Baron.
baron.
Wait, what was that you said, Josh?
Baron.
Baron?
Baron, yes. You're looking for the Baron. Yeah, so just head over towards the east side of town. You can see a big manor there. If you have business with him, that's where you'll... Well, no, you won't find him. He's dead. Passed away in his sleep a couple days ago. Weeks ago. Sorry, weeks ago.
Who is his successor? We need to speak with.
And that'll be his son, Sir Jonathan II. He's about 15, so I assumed you were talking about the dad if you were here looking for him. Big auction just happened recently. A lot of his collection was sold off, I know.
Blast.
Son's not into that kind of stuff. He had a really nice one. He let people come in and look at it. It was really cool. It was really cheap. It was like a silver to go in and look. It was a great day for the family.
Would you? Never mind. It probably wouldn't be something that Card would know. It's probably internal house things. I was going to ask about like records of the things that they were sold and who they were sold to, but that's probably internal of the house. So
You could go talk to, somebody over at the manor. You can try and talk to Sir John II. Wouldn't suggest it. He's a jerk. But I tell you what. One of the servants up there. He's my cousin. Ask for Barry. He might be able to help you out.
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Have a great day, guys.
Be on my way then.
So what are you guys doing in town? It's a fairly good sized city. Like, it's not huge. It's a city. It's got a hole. It's got some walls.
I'm gonna keep out for a armor smith as we're going.
Okay, yeah. Give me a perception check. This is kind of determine if you see one along your route. Like, there is one in town. It's just whether you find one along your route right this second.
15.
Yeah, actually, you see a sign for one a little bit off of your path, and there is a blacksmith in town at least.
Not necessarily for working with metals, because what I'm looking for is more specifically for that carapace. Turn that into armor.
Okay.
Something.
Yeah, with that you see a blacksmith. You also see a sign for a tanner. You're not really sure who would work with chitin? That's a little odd. But
Oh.
you would at least probably be able to talk to them and see if anyone in town could. You figure.
If you don't mind, I'm going to stop for a quick conversation.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll walk into the blacksmith first.
Yeah, big burly dude, cow face, blue fur, little horns.
Hello, sir, ma'am. Is
Howdy.
it-
It's a guy. No
Hello,
shirt, leather apron, you know,
Okay.
the whole thing.
Hello?
Hello? What can I do for you?
I'm not sure you'll be able to help me with this, but I suspect you'd at least, if there is somebody that can, you might be able to point me in the right direction.
Probably what you need.
See, I have this item I procured that I was wondering if it could be turned into armor, and figured if you couldn't help me, you might be able to point me in the right direction. I'll produce the carapace.
Kind of picks it up and he looks it over, and he's got like a couple assistants around working. He's kind of overseeing right now. You imagine it's kind of a slow moment right now, so you actually have to talk to him without him working. What did this come off of?
Some large... I didn't know the name of it, though, did I?
No, you didn't. You know, it looked like a big old lobster that was white.
Some very large white lobster-like creature, we thought.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I know a couple people I might be able to ask. You mind if I hold on to this and take it to them and see if they'd be willing to work on it? And you just swing back by in, a day or two, and I'll let you know what I find out.
Would it be alright if I swung back by tomorrow?
No guarantees I'll have an answer for you, but sure.
We're not sure exactly how long we're going to be here, so...
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
obviously
just-
pick it up if you're leaving town. But
Yes.
yeah, sure.
Alright then, well, I'll be on my way. Oh, name is Kedrick, not him.
Pleasure to meet you, Kadrin. Alright,
You have a lovely day, sir.
you too.
And onward.
Yeah, onwards. You head up towards the manor. You get to it. It is a gated manor. There is a guard outside, wearing same uniform, I guess, because it would all be commissioned by the Baron anyway. So whatever. Yeah, there is a little guard op box there. He's chilling in there. You imagine if Game Boys existed, he'd be playing one.
Somebody else take the talking, because I cannot remember names. Can't for the life of me find my freaking notebook.
Windows open. He sees y'all walking up.
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. What can I do for you?
We're
We are trying to ascertain information about a past expedition by Sir Jonathan of Duro. Unfortunately, it appears that we are a tad bit late and
Yeah,
circumstances.
you're talking about we're talking about sorry, different voice. We're talking about Jonathan Senior.
so
Yes.
That's something.
So he did
Is there by any chance that we could talk to I'm blanking on the servant's name now.
Barry.
Barry. I was told that Barry may be able to help us with our questions, as Jonathan Jr. may be less than forthcoming.
Yeah, I mean, y'all want to talk to Barry? I can do that. Give me a moment. And he grabs off of the wall a metal, almost looks like a funnel, goes into a tube. Talks on it. Yes, this is the guard shack. Please send out Barry. I have some visitors here for him. Holds it up to his ear a few moments later. He's like, ah, yes, he's on his way.
Thank you.
For sure. You all look like you traveled a ways.
Yes, we've actually traveled all the way from back.
Quite a long way. Country of heathens, I hear. They worship something called the Allfather. Interesting. Is that true?
The heathen's part, or
It is a matter of perspectives.
Well, I suppose from someone's viewpoint who's
Uh,
of a religion, anyone else of a different one would be a heathen, wouldn't they? Guess I'd be a heathen to them. Well, good thing I'm right.
what do you?
Not
What do
much.
you believe, sir?
Well, obviously something
Good
created
job.
us. And for the purposes of not getting arrested, since you obviously don't follow the local god either, I'm going to say Arahim. However, maybe. Totally him. Yes, totally him.
So wait, is this not a world where there is like very clear evidence of gods in like in a lot of D&D worlds?
To the common man, not necessarily.
Sometimes? I mean, there's also powerful mages, so who knows? The lines can get a little blurry sometimes.
Do you... I'll just send on your Snapchat if it allows me to. Or I'll just send
Well, that's
you
one of the approved roles.
Do you prefer text or
You don't have very many
Snapchat?
people wishing to live here, don't you, though? Few do. Blood Boys does. Always up to trouble.
Would I recognize any of these names being
Religion
crossed out?
check? No.
Oh, that guy is like cocked on the edge of the screen. That sucks.
No, you don't. A few minutes later, individual comes out. He's wearing a very nice, like, butler's uniform. He goes, "Hello, you're looking for Barry. That would be me."
Good afternoon, sir. We are here to acquire some information as far as Sir Jonathan Sr., but due to circumstances, it appears that we are...
Of course. And who do I have the pleasure of addressing?
I am Agir Payin of Vatican. This here is our group labeled a Deus Volt.
Oh, you're all nobles of your land.
I thought we listed our names for DA.
Oh, Flum DA. Let me just scratch that and...
Yeah. So you're all nobles of your land.
I mean, we're a graduating class.
Society doesn't have nobles to say.
Unless you count here.
So, I'm positive that the lead classes don't necessarily nobles.
So you're not nobles.
We don't have anything
Oh,
quite.
thank goodness. I hate that stupid accent I have to do. Okay. Alright, you kind of looks
I'm
over
just gonna
the
kind of laugh
guard
at him a little bit, like.
and like takes 3 steps around the corner a little bit to where he's out of eyeshot of the guard. Alright, firstly, what did you tell the guard you were after?
To speak with you and nothing else.
You didn't tell him, like, you were asking about stuff to do with Sir Jonathan the Senior?
Just that we were acquiring about some information about Jonathan Sr., however we missed that opportunity apparently, and that we'd be since Junior would probably be less forthcoming.
We're looking for an
I gotta
item
figure out to
that
tell you
may
what
have
I'm
been
able to
recovered in
say. Yay. Okay.
Oh, did you send
Firstly,
you the video?
don't tell the guards anything.
No.
They're all snitches. Okay.
You shut the fuck up.
Secondly, yeah, I can get you
Oh,
gossip. That's
your
not a
phone.
problem. Alright, but they can't know that I get you gossip. So, we're gonna say that I don't have anything for you now, and you can make a big show about how inconvenient it is, and it's terrible, and super annoying because I won't tell you anything, and I'll meet you at the Tipsy Cow tonight, and we'll talk there. How's that sound? Yeah, cool.
Much obliged,
Get
sir.
angry for me. Tell me how I'm worthless and stupid and all of that like nobles do. I don't care.
At which point, Miguel just kind of does a military spin of his heels and just goes, "Ugh, this is useless!" and just
so
like,
sorry,
storms
sir.
off.
I could not be of more assistance. I'm not at liberty to give information about the family as he bows and
You had
backs
one job
away
and you're not
and goes
doing it.
back inside.
What an absolute waste
I'm just gonna
of
have
our
like
time.
the most
We
disgusted
spent-
look on my face, and like look over to one of the others, and slightly loudly just say, "Satisfaction would never be this disrespectful."
All right, and you guys do what from there? You have a couple of hours, obviously, till he gets off work. Like this is morning. You have to study. Do you just kind of explore the town, or like what are we doing?
Guessing there's probably no magic shops around here.
Can you two shut the fuck up? Seriously.
Funnily enough,
Dude, we're whispering. We're
It
not
you
doesn't
do find a
matter.
sign for Salazar's.
You're being obnoxious as hell.
Shut the fuck up.
We have stuff for him, for bounties.
That town is just... They got some weird beliefs. Okay, they just... But no, you find a sign for Salazar's. There's totally an entrance to Salazar's here.
Go in then, I suppose.
Yeah, you go in, and it is a different person sitting behind the counter. It's not Salazar or his daughter, it's just some guy.
Hello?
Hey, welcome to Salazar's. I'm watching the desk for him for a little bit. What can I do for you?
We got some bounty materials for return.
Oh, do we? What do we got?
That's an excellent question. What do we got again?
We
We had the black eyes or whatever. The
Cataplectus eyes.
Which we did general repose.
Yes.
Then there was also the cryptid legs or whatever.
Alright, so we're gonna have to start pulling inventories and tell me what you got.
Yeah, all of those would have been in the bag of holding, and I think Josh still has the inventory list.
Not as far as that stuff. The inventory list as far as these would have been Father Ironclad.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure we turned those in already. Because all of that we would have fought on our way to whatchamacallit. I'm pretty sure we turned it all in.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been so long since we've done this. I just have no
But
idea.
what we do
honestly.
have is craft initiative and we can tell that this is the sort of thing we would need for by his daughter, that if we wanted to have some things made, it might be helpful, so maybe we can explore opportunities for, you know...
Yeah, sure. If you can right down here for like 10 minutes, I'll be back.
Oh, alright then.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go check out the
You guys
bounty
kind of
board.
mill around this. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, actually, you see the deep scion tentacles, Alrock liver. You see Cadbleepus eyes. That's about it up there right now.
So they didn't just they didn't go away when we turned in the stuff. It's just like a. I'm assuming this
Do you
is
remember
like,
him taking that page down when you turned?
Maybe they just need more now. They already used them.
I'm gonna ask him
About 10
what the date
minutes
is.
pass, one.
He left, didn't he?
No, he's sitting there behind the counter. Y'all are just kind of waiting for him.
Sir, do you have the date by chance?
Yeah, hold on. And he goes and he looks kind of behind the counter. He's like, yeah, today is the 24th of March, which is about 6 weeks before you guys went into the Feywild. At this point, you guys were right at the tail end of being stuck on Pirate Island.
Yep, now would be a great time to talk to Salazar, because that does not seem right.
Door opens. Salazar comes in from wherever he was at. There's some howling wind and snow blowing in a little bit. He's like, the new recruits are back. Welcome.
Yes, except
We
we're
haven't.
sort of out of time. We were in the Feywild and we got sent out, and now we're like 6 weeks back.
Could have been worse. There was once where I was in the Feywild. I stepped through a Fey gate and came out 300 years in the future. That was fun.
Well, don't worry about those Cataplectus eyes. We'll get them for you. Not us, but the other us.
The younger you.
Yeah.
Well,
No. What can I do for you, future gentleman? And
We're just a bit confused, honestly, at the moment. We just figured that out. You told us
honestly, the
today.
only reason I'm not so far out of time I don't know which way is up is because I happened to make friends with Tatiana while I was there. She made sure I got back to the right win as well as where.
Oh, I think we met her ex-husband.
Oh, did you? How'd that go? Hope you didn't say her name in his presence.
Oh, accidentally did. He didn't kill us. He just made a few jokes.
Best you can hope for, he must have been in a good mood.
So we did just balance a
Never met the guy.
shoe on our head, so...
My
And so
research,
are
that
they.
sounds like him.
And we also met some more, less savory types.
I imagine the Feywild's full of them. You ever heard the Queen of Air and Darkness?
I think we heard the name while we were there.
Yeah, I fought her once. She's not fun.
Let's
Anyways, what are we after?
first, I would like some advice
So,
on
you
the
notice
item.
speaking with his mouth, and his eyes are white instead of black.
Your mouth.
Yes, it works now. Bit in the past, am I? Dang it. I came out in the wrong time, too. What do you know? Oh, well. Happens. I'm not worried about it. I'll see myself here in a few minutes. Oh, I should leave. Whatever, I've seen myself before. It's fine.
We made a sour deal, and well, hopefully we can come out of it. And I would like your advice on if our plan to, I won't say double cross, but keep to the letter of the deal while making it come in our favor, you think would work.
You can run it by me. I'm no expert in deals.
Yeah, well, you've obviously seen me with the build that we have.
No. Worlds.
Hag, named Auntie Agatha, as you believe his name was, wanted us to, for information, wanted us to take this, and she said, bury it after we left the Feywild.
Yep.
My plan is, run back to the Rift, we've left the Feywild, plant it back in the Feywild. Because we have already left the Feywild, then just, after we returned, yeah.
It might work. Honestly, I would offer to teleport you there to take care of it, but I'm contractually obligated not to allow myself or my premises to be used as a transportation hub in pretty much everywhere I have a contract, so can't do that. I would literally void every single contract I have.
Well, would avoid it to sell us something that would do the same.
I don't have anything at the moment, unfortunately. It would cost way too much to make it.
But speaking of
Doing it myself isn't a problem, but when you make an item to do a thing, it costs a lot more than doing the thing. You understand?
and speaking of making things, Alara, I do believe you have something that you use to help make something that we might be able to use as part of getting something crafted for us. Yes. Yeah.
No, sure, let me see that. He takes it, waves his hand over it a little bit. Oh my. Huh. Well, I can say I've never seen one quite this large before. Anyway, where'd you get it?
You know the tree in Kangakuru?
The big angry murder one.
Yes, we made it not big and angry and murdery. Well, at least it hasn't happened yet, but... And we found this in it.
Give me
Still
a second.
big, but
He
not
takes
angry.
out a piece of paper and writes a note on it. Starts scribbling a note on it before putting it back behind the counter. Anyways, so you said you made it not big and angry and
I mean,
murdery.
it's still big, but not angry and murdery. Well, at least the tree itself is. There might be still angry, murdery things inside of it, but you know.
We turned off the defensive
How
magical weapon.
far out of time are you, by the way?
I believe it was about 6 weeks.
6 weeks, alright, sounds good. So I'll put it within the next month. Sounds good. He digs into his pocket, pulls out a handful of platinum, grabs the note, turns to the guy he was handing, he's like, here, handle this for me. Anyways. This thing. Yes. Raw magical component. Very big. Honestly, I don't even know what to do with it. It could be used as a great component, of course, for any number of things. Generally also combined with other components as well. However, I would hate to grind this up to use it or even cut it. This would be incredibly valuable. I think maybe even more valuable than this I could offer some, but honestly, I'd be doing you a disservice and I like you. I want to keep business with you. So, if you do want me to grind it up and create something I may be able to, I may suggest things to you.
So you're saying if we sold it, we would get more use out of the money than we would out of using this directly for item.
Probably.
Good to know. Auction house to take it to.
Where are we?
Let me pull up that. The Kingdom of...
Downborough.
Deerborough is the city.
we're in the city of Deerborough.
We're in Buka something or another.
Future Shamia.
Sure.
He's in tight.
Oh, there's an auction house there in town. Go talk to them. Probably handle it for you.
Are they trustworthy?
I've auctioned a few things for them myself.
You mind if we mention that you sent us?
Please don't.
Alright then.
I might have passed a few cursed items through there. I told them it was cursed. They didn't listen, that's not my problem.
Fair enough. Better idea if we don't then.
Also, yeah, no, just don't worry about it. Anyways, I need to get leaving because you all made me realize I'm out of time as well, and real other past me will be here shortly. Anyways, what? Oh, of course. Waves his hand, and a big hole in reality opens that he just steps through. And on the other side, you see fire, lava, and like he stepped onto land, and in the background was fire.
So, Ray, by show of hands, who else's mind is slightly blown by this?
That seems perfectly normal to me, though I wish he'd stuck around
The
longer.
door
I mean,
opens,
in
and in
fact-
steps Salazar, with his black eyes. And in your heads you hear, "Oh, my favorite new recruits. How can I help you?"
Alright. Quickly getting through things. World misplaced in time. We got sent back about 6 weeks. We actually just ran into out of right place in time you as well. Talk to him about this.
Happens. Did he sort you out? Or do I need to help?
I think we're mostly sorted. Unless maybe the rest of you have anything else.
Very well.
No,
Good evening.
But actually, you're farther back, and would it mess things up to tell you things that? Because then it wouldn't have been new information to future you, and
Just, yeah.
all right.
Yeah. Just.
Head out then.
Yeah. Y'all head out. You know, you've done some.
Despite being a smart guy, is still struggling a little bit with this whole time thing.
So it's getting late afternoon at this point. Getting into the evening, you imagine guys getting off of work by the time you've explored enough to find Salazar's. Do you make your way to the Tipsy Cow?
Indeed. Let's do some
Alright.
cow tipping.
Everybody on board with that? Anything else y'all want to do before you go to the Tipsy Cow?
I want to try and find some food for my new rabbit.
Super simple, barely an inconvenience. It's a copper piece, you get a handful of vegetables for your baby rabbit.
Okay.
There you go.
You sure it's not a carnivore rabbit?
Seems
About
to
to
like the
find out.
vegetable.
Bang, take this.
It seems to like the veggies. You guys make it to the Tipsy Cow. Inside, already sitting there drinking, is in fact Barry. Kind of waves you all over.
Well, if isn't the disrespectful servant himself, I say kind of jokingly.
Yeah. Good job on that, by the way. Thanks. Probably saved my job. Alright, listen, what are you guys here for?
We're looking for an...
Searching for a artifact that
Uh-huh.
got separated from our people several hundred years back.
Mm-hmm.
And from our understanding and records, it appears that Jonathan Sr. may have found it
Sure.
about 6 years back.
5, 6 or something of the sort.
Mm-hmm.
It was from the tree people that he's covered over.
Yeah, he brought a lot of stuff back. What are we looking for?
It would have been a silver shard, probably a piece of a sword.
He's kind of scratching his head, and he goes, I don't know, my memory is not so great right now, you know, especially since I'm taking a big risk. Being here, talking to you after the whole thing at the gate, you know, I got...
I can fix
I
that
said-
cough for you.
Well, as my
I got it.
drink order comes in, I'm going to pick it up, take like 3 gold, and like sit it underneath the mug. Is like, why don't I buy you a drink then? And sit it under to where like he can see, but like nobody else.
I'll take that drink, thank you, very kindly. He kind of palms it and takes a sip. Now that I got that little bit of tickle in my throat taken care of, yeah, I do remember a piece like that. I got auctioned off with a bunch of other stuff. I mean, Jonathan Jr. didn't keep a lot. He's more of a, how do I put this? Slovenly, abusive, drunken bastard that nobody likes. And is probably going to burn through his entire family fortune in about 6 months. He auctioned all of it off for cash so he can have parties and women.
Is there
Well, at
any
least he knows what he wants.
records of who each item was sold to? Did he just...
You're going to want to talk to the auction house.
We don't actually, I think we have business there anyway, so that'll be absolutely lovely.
Well, good. They're open pretty late. They're probably still open now.
Well, why don't you enjoy your drink, and after we finish our food, we'll be on our way.
Sounds good. Thanks for the drink, guys.
And, you know, I'm also gonna, like, get some, like, stew or something.
Yeah, no, you guys eat. It costs you like a silver a piece for a food and a drink real quick. So you guys have your food for the evening. And then what are y'all doing after that?
I at least want to head to the auction house.
Brother Thule?
Hey, I'm tagging along.
Alright. Question, where are you carrying your rabbit during all of this?
Beard nest.
Yes.
Beard nest, got it. You have taken and created a little bowl in there and like kind of tied it up, and you just have a rabbit sitting in there chewing and pooping in your beard.
Open on the back so it falls out, you know.
That's urinating. Having had rabbits before, can't tell you. Alright, Father Ironcloak.
Yes.
What are you doing with the evening?
I don't think I'm doing anything with the evening.
Are you tagging along to the auction house?
Yes.
Are you
Yeah.
chilling at the
I'm just
inn?
gonna. No. Inns suck. Tagging along.
Okay, everybody's going to the auction house. Cool. I just wanted to get a consensus before I move forward. McGear, are you going to the auction house or are you staying for sandwiches?
We were waiting till after we ate to leave.
Yeah, I don't know how many sandwiches McGear can eat at once, though. We haven't established this.
I'm just going to assume he has the accent that guy had when I was a teenager.
All of the sandwiches.
Oh, the sandwiches.
Okay, well, you get some sandwiches, and you head to the auction house. It does seem to be open, however, rather than getting to go inside, there is an individual sitting in a booth out front, almost like a box office booth, but there's like, it's like an open front office with like a shutter that you can slide down, and he's sitting there behind this nice mahogany desk, and it's all very polished and clean and just exquisite looking. This isn't a go to an estate auction and you have boxes of stuff all around and an auctioneer up there going, hey, dollar bill, dollar bill, dollar bill, dollar bill, dollar bill. No, it's the, alright everyone, and here we have type of auction house. It's a very nice auction house.
I will go full not noble. Yes, hello sir. I am Kedron of House D'Artagnan of the leading families of Vatican, and we're here for actually 2 reasons. To get a bit of information, as well as potentially offer up a rather interesting collector's item for sale.
Oh. Well, Master Dawson. And Lord George. Which would you like to start with?
But the thing that is more important is, finding information about something that they have gone through this auction.
Yes, I can certainly tell you if something was sold here. What are we after?
something from the
Sir John
family-
Dearbro.
the Dearbro estate that was sold from his collection, a shard or piece of a sword found in the tree village, a day or two ride from here.
Ah, yes. Unknown origin. Faint magical aura. Odd, because as far as we know, there were no other sword fragments or swords found anywhere inside of that village.
That's the
one
fun
you're
thing.
looking for.
We actually know the origin.
Interesting. He rummages around and he pulls out a drawing of a chunk of sword, and based off the markings and everything, once he lays it down, it matches what you're looking for. Would this be it here?
That looks quite like what we're looking for.
How very interesting. Now, unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to say who bought or sold such an item. He's holding a file in his hand on this item, obviously. Unfortunately, that's not something I can tell you that it came through. I can't tell you who bought it. That's a bit of a privileged information.
Pull one out of platinum.
What?
Before you do that, I'm going to say, well, at the very least, could you send a message to the ground that there's somebody who has information on its history that would be interested in talking to him about it? Give him our name.
Of course, I can do that. We'll probably take, he kind of looks inside the file, a few days at least to get the information to him, and then of course it'll be at his leisure to reply if he does.
I'm going to kind of look at Father Ironcloak, who is reaching in his purse, and kind of wink at him a little bit as he's reaching in his purse.
Alright, yeah, so you're throwing the platinum down?
I'm gonna pull out 1 gold, set it on the counter.
He thinks we're rich, which we are.
I'm gonna pull out 2 gold and set it on the counter.
What happened to what?
I'm gonna fish in another pocket, pull out a 3rd gold and set it on the counter.
I'm going to reach
Four.
in, and I am going to...
Tell-
I thought we was going up. What's going to be up there at
10 gold?
10.
Okay, on top of the 3 gold he already put
Yeah.
down.
Oh,
Okay,
No, 11.
it's now
11. Okay, make, and the amount of money effects that you see, and since you're both putting down and you're both talking, give me either both persuasion checks or one with advantage.
It's a dance club.
Alright, so I'm fine with doing my own, but it's up to you. Do you want to roll your
Sure, go for that. And as like,
Yeah, so if I,
as he's going to put that down, I'm gonna flip one back like, yeah, that's where it's at. I'm gonna put 2 more gold and cast guidance on him.
Go for it. Yes.
Persuasion's actually not great, but...
You have
get
advantage and a
like
d4.
every single thing on my
Yeah, advantage and a d4.
Instagram.
Better hope that D4 is a 4, because that's actually not great. Maybe we both should roll.
So yeah,
Yeah.
11.
Roll. Hang on a second before you say something. Is this guy contesting the roll at all, or is it just
no, I'm
straight-
good.
straight
You don't have to
It's
say a
just straight
thing. I'm
persuasion.
just gonna block her and we'll be good.
In that case, Hedron gets a 16 on the die.
Plus the 1 from... because that doesn't affect the D4.
Is that port and die?
Yeah, it's important die.
For port and die, does it have to be before it's rolled?
It's before the results are announced.
Can you drop that in the chat for me? Because I know luck is that way. I thought port and die
What
was.
my number said, I have to say this somebody before.
Before the roll.
Yeah, do so before the roll for port and die. Yeah, luck is the one where you can do it after the roll but before the effect.
Gotcha.
Okay, you guys did throw down quite a bit of money just now. That helps the DC considerably.
And all we're asking him to do is speed things up, so I mean...
Yes, he casually sweeps the money into his pocket, sets down the file on the counter casually, and goes, I think I just found something fall in the back. If you'll pardon me, I must go check on it. And scurries off to the back.
Taking the file. I'm assuming you left it on the counter.
Are you just pocketing it?
Did he leave it on the counter?
He did.
Yeah,
It's just-
it's open to what we're looking at. You could just glance at it.
Sure, I'm gonna glance at it.
Sure, give me just a second. Sorry, I looked something up.
The gear uses speed reading to go through it and then jots down all the important information in his journal. Then closes it back up, puts it back in the same spot as much.
No, I definitely. Yeah, I know.
Because librarian.
If I drink,
Hands it.
I wait a while before I drive. Like, I make sure I'm totally fine. Like, for every beer I have.
We could just pocket the file. I mean, he didn't state we weren't allowed to have it.
Alright, so you kind of glance for the pertinent information. The pertinent information being primarily the name of Lestat Frenemorte.
I am.
Somebody write that down so I can get it later when I find my freaking
Yeah, give me a second, I'll give you a location. Lestat Frenemorte of Nokron.
Nokron,
Yes.
the Eternal City.
What up?
Hey, you know how much crap you gave me about Dinaquita? I'm gonna give you all the crap for this.
Oh, it's perfectly fair. I expect nothing less out of both campaigns, though. To be perfectly fair, it's exactly what I expect.
All I hear is vampire.
Just watch out for the ghost archers while we're there.
Why? Not you, Josh.
Oh. It's just a vampire name. It's definitely a vampire.
Okay.
What was the last name? Democrita, what was it?
Quinamorte.
Yeah, yeah. Totally vampire.
Something death, or mortality or death. Something to do with when I don't know what that.
The stat of the dead.
Huh?
The stat of the dead. It's the vampire.
Alright, so you guys read that. Are you keeping the file? Or are you putting it back before he comes back? Okay, yeah, he takes a few minutes and then he comes back and he goes, all settled. Anyways, as I said, unfortunately I can't give you any further information about the purchaser. Therefore, and he closes the file and puts it down. I'm so sorry. Anyways, we said we had an item of interest from auction.
Do you mind if, before we take it, we have it is quite valuable. Do you mind if we go into an internal screening room of some sort, if you have anything of the sort? Love to produce it in the open.
Of course, we have a private area for more of our discerning customers. Please, come this way. He closes the thing, his shutter, he comes out a side door. Please try this way. And he unlocks a door and opens it into a room with just this ornate mahogany table, couple of super cushy chairs. There's like a coffee pot in the corner, like it's an actual like teapot type of thing. Teapot, a water cooler, like it's nice. You all file in?
Yeah.
Yeah, you all file in. He goes, please, have a seat. Can I get you any beverages or anything? I have coffee imported from your home country, actually.
Oh.
I have some tea available. Not a Vatican item, I'm afraid. Have, we source ours from Wales, a little to the north. Also had... Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to say I was simply takes some coffee.
Of course. Nothing quite like a taste of home, I'm sure. And he pours you some coffee. Anybody else taking anything in particular? Just water, whatever.
I'll have some tea.
Yeah, you get some
Sounds
tea.
fancy.
It's actually soursop and hibiscus, which is a wonderful combination if you've ever had it.
I take some water and I make it taste like Hawaiian punch as prestidigitation.
Hawaiian punch is so gross, dude. I hate Hawaiian punch.
The blue stuff's not bad.
See, whenever someone says Hawaiian punch, I think of the red stuff.
Well, that's because the red
Right,
is the long
it's
one.
grape Kool-Aid.
That's even worse.
Don't let you walk, you say that.
I was about to say, unless Sophia hears me say that. But anyways, we're not getting racial on this channel, no. I don't know. Hey, Jason. Does your wife like grape Kool-Aid?
Oh yeah.
So does mine.
Me too, though.
See, I don't. But I will kill some watermelon.
Well, here's the funny thing. I hate watermelon, but I love artificial watermelon.
I like both.
Let's keep rolling.
Anyways,
Yep,
back to
sorry.
the thing at hand. He sits down behind his own desk. He has a little saucer with some tea and a cup on top of the saucer with some tea. So, this item, is it an art piece? Is it some sort of magical item? What sort of items do we have here?
I'm gonna take the amber stone out of my pocket and hand it over.
Oh, that's beautiful. Interesting. Luckily, I am of course, certified gemstone.
What was the name of that type of stone again? You told us before, so I can't remember.
Soul amber.
So sure you are familiar with soul amber.
Yes, I am. Are you claiming that this is soul amber?
I am indeed.
Well, if that's true, this would be the largest portion ever discovered anywhere. And not by any small margin either. I mean, quite a margin. We're talking it's usually about that big when found.
Why don't you investigate further?
Please, now, I'm not, unfortunately, the arcane type myself. I need a few tools, if you pardon me. And he goes over to a drawer, like a case, and he opens it up, and he pulls out a little box marked arcane across the top. And he opens it, and he takes out a pair of spectacles and puts them on, and he flips some things down, and they glow blue, and little beams shoot out, and he picks it up, and he's like, "Don't worry, this won't hurt it at all. It's simply a method of determining what it is." And he holds it up into the beam, and it refracts over the walls. And you see letters, numbers, but it's chaotic. Now, McGear, almost exactly what he sees when he casts Identify. Except he sees this scrolling across his own brain. This is refracted against the walls to be read by anyone who knows how to read quote-unquote magic code. It's kind of dope. And he's looking at it, and he's spinning it slowly in his hand, and he goes, his hand shakes a little. That is soul amber. I might have exaggerated when I said it was the largest ever found. I believe there was one other found larger or equal size, but yes, this is soul amber. You know what soul amber is, then? A very primordial base component for many spells, can take many forms of arcane, and something this large should definitely never be cut up and ground up. It should be sent in a museum.
Which is why we are here.
This is... Where did you find such a thing? I must have paper showing its origin, or at least some way of showing where it came from in order to be able to purchase this. Obviously, I have to prove it's not stolen.
It was
Yes,
found
or did it get blocked?
delving into... How do I describe this? A long,
Mute.
locked door,
Okay, wow, this is cool. I can mute you for an hour.
almost
Mute you
fortress
for an hour.
of an... Well, actually,
Hold up, I'm muting.
a similar origin to that,
Do it.
that... You know, a few days ride from here, there's the, that we asked about, the village.
Yeah, I don't know how to
A
unmute
similar
you.
ruin, except much more...
26 freaking messages! Get fucked with me.
You got this near Kankakuru, and you...
It popped up, okay?
Wolf
But you're
descent.
still muted. Both of you guys are freaking muted.
At first, we weren't entirely sure what it was. We found out recently.
Abram, if I did that to you, how pissed would you be?
I'd laugh at it and then mute you.
Huh?
I'd laugh at it.
Alright, shut up and go away.
Alright, bye, bro.
Well, there were faster forms of movement than simply traveling across it.
Alright, there is an auction in about 3 days. Wait. No, tomorrow. I need to sleep more. I've been working a lot of nights. I apologize. There is an auction on for tomorrow evening. We're gonna need to do some work. Paperwork. getting this ready, I'll need all of your names, where you reside, any sort of official titles. We'll need to sign some waivers stating that if anyone shows up able to prove that this was in fact stolen, you will be held liable for all expenses and the money that was paid once it's restored, yada yada yada, the whole bits.
Me and McGee are very familiar with paperwork, so.
I'm going to give a fake name because I'm still not comfortable giving my real name.
Well, I mean, you're also like an orphan, so how are they going to prove it wrong? So.
True.
Very well, let's start the paperwork, shall we? And he pulls out sheaves of paper. This is gonna be fun. Y'all get to sit there and do paperwork for most of the evening.
Oh, trust me.
McGear
Between
looks at
me,
everyone's faces as this happens and just kind of giggles to himself just a little bit.
between me and McGear, you know how fast we can probably do paperwork?
Some of you are in heaven, some of you are in hell.
I don't like paperwork, but I'm good at it.
Over the course of the next few hours, you are able to complete the paperwork. It sucks. There are refreshments offered. You get some snack. You get a whole meal. Like, you are bringing in spectacular things right now.
I'm assuming in the paperwork there's a percentage.
Yes, I'm
listing.
getting there. Basically, what it boils down to is they get a 10% fee of whatever the sale price is, and that is their house fee. That covers the auction fee, that covers the inventory fee, that covers any storage fees for any amount of time, literally everything that they do. Like, you guys will get to be present, you'll be provided food, drinks, everything. Like, you will be basically VIPs watching your item go for sale if you choose, or you can just leave it alone and they'll take care of it, whatever you want to do. You will be given bidding rights, especially after your item has sold. You may bid up to the amount of that your item sold for on anything else.
I do have a
etc.
question though. If you're selling it tomorrow, will that be enough time to put the word out to the highest bidders? Potential.
Auctions attract all of the highest bidders every time. We're a very well-renowned auction house. This may be a small city, but our auction house is very well-renowned. Also, we have our methods of spreading word. We have a deal with the bank that allows us to get our word out very quickly.
Must make handling all the money a lot easier as well.
Oh yes, we're some of the top customers, of course.
Does that mean that you have a teleportation circle within the city?
We don't. Like I said, I don't know how the bank communicates so quickly. All I know is that I give them an updated inventory list, and it will be posted the next morning.
So are you getting bids from across the nation then without people actually being present?
Some people send envoys, some people are capable of sending individuals very quickly, other people simply show up to peruse, and will bid on almost anything of interest. Of course, there are banks in almost every city, so even those traveling will see the updates as they travel. This will be a last-minute addition, however, I can already tell you there are several very high-end collectors coming to tomorrow's exhibition. Now, of course, you are free to set a minimum bid. If that minimum bid is not reached, it will not be sold.
And what does Soul Amber normally sell for?
I haven't had a piece in a long time. I know the last piece I had that was about yay big sold for about 10,000 gold.
Well, being that we're in this together and we're both apt to make money off this, I assume you would want the minimum bid set to the most appropriate level as well. Would you have any advice on that?
I'd say probably no less than 150,000.
Insight to see. I mean, I still think he, wants it higher to make money, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still gonna do it anyway.
That would be a minimum, of course. We foresee it going higher, all things considered, but that would be a minimum. I wouldn't take less. No, he's being forthright. Like, he would not take less than 150,000 gold for this. Like, that would be like, that's okay, but I feel like I could make more, but it's fine. That would be set as a minimum. He would want that set as a minimum bid for him. No, he stands to make money off of this. You imagine, not only does the company get direct commission, he gets direct commission. Probably 10% of your 10%, so like 1%. But still, out of 100,000, 1% is still pretty dang good money.
Then we will take your advice and set our minimum there.
will you gentlemen be attending tomorrow?
Let's say the
Probably.
rest.
Oh yeah.
Suppose we could.
Very well. I'll make sure your names are on the list. I'll make sure that you have VIP settings. A meal will be prepared. If you have any sort of specifications for that, any sort of dietary restrictions or preferences, please just fill out this form here and make sure it's accommodated. And with that, the evening is closed. You guys are, of course, free to fill out that bit of paper. We can handle that next time. And that is where we will end for the evening, unless there's any, like, tiny little things you guys want to handle real quick.
I think that's good.
Awesome. Then that is where we will end the evening as you make your way to some place to stay for the night. The Tipsy Cow, I imagine?
Yep.
Cool. Your rooms will cost 2 silver apiece, if you want individual rooms.
Well, we will see everybody next week then for our next episode of this. Oh, and a few changes with our scheduling.
Yes.
Brian, if you would like to toss that up.
Absolutely. So we are not going to be switching over to Starfinder. Instead of doing 1 month and 1 month, we felt like we weren't making enough progression and therefore we weren't getting enough investment into each campaign. So what we're going to be doing moving forward is 2 months of 5e, 2 months of Starfinder. So therefore we will be switching back to Starfinder in July, correct? Yes,
Sure,
July. So we will see you all next week and the few following weeks for the next episodes of Days Vault. Have a good night, everyone. Stay blessed.